Hey guys, I am back with another mental health video, and today we are getting on to the serious stuff, and that is my 5 top tips for keeping on top of your mental health. Before we start, I want to say I'm not an expert, not a doctor, but I would say I have a lot of experience, and these are kind of things that have definitely worked for me and I know have also worked for my friends and my family, so I thought I would share it with you guys and maybe it can help for you. So let's get on with the video. So my first tip is really simple and really boring, and that is sleep. Sleep actually does a lot of things that we don't really think about. We think that the only thing that happens when we don't sleep is we get tired, and that really is far from the truth. So firstly, sleep is really essential for our physical health. So while we sleep, our body repairs our heart and also our blood vessels, which obviously is a massive part to life and being okay and being healthy. So if you don't get enough sleep, it is more likely that your physical health is going to go downhill. As well as that, ongoing sleep deficiency is linked to a lot of heart problems and high blood pressure, which obviously again we don't want to become ill. So while you're asleep, your body actually repairs you, which obviously is essential. And that is kind of why when you're ill, people are like, oh, get enough sleep, because like I said, your body repairs you while you sleep. Another thing that sleep can do is improve your memory as well as increasing your productivity. It means you're going to feel more motivated and you're going to get more done, and obviously that is just going to give you a high overall. But now on to what it can do for your mental health, which is what we're kind of all here for. So I don't really know the science behind this, but I did do research on it. Basically, when you kind of feel sleepy or when you haven't had enough sleep, you get noticeably and inevitably more irritable, and you get more stressed out, and you get more upset, you get more sensitive, you get more irritable. And because it's like a sleep cycle, if you don't get more than enough sleep the next day, it becomes into a vicious cycle of feeling irritable and sensitive and angry and upset and all these different things. And sleep is literally just a saviour. For me, there was a time where when I wasn't doing so good mentally, I had to sleep. I had to get enough hours of sleep to feel okay, and it's so strange because I have never been someone who's precious over my sleep or tracked my sleep. I've always been someone to stay up really late and get up fairly early for school, but that just didn't work. Doing that would have made me 10 times worse. And I know what it's like to feel like I can't go to bed that early, or I can't wake up that late, or whatever it may be, but you just simply have to. It makes such a difference. You have no idea. Please do try it, and don't think that you're going to try it and it doesn't work, and it has to be a period of time. If you get a really good night's sleep for a week, I promise you will feel better mentally. So sleep is really, really, really important. I know that is such a boring tip, but please do try it. Trust me that sleep helps. My second tip is it's so important that you let someone know. And I know you're probably told this a billion times, that if you're feeling down, let someone know, blah, blah, blah. And it's not really for the same reasons that most people would tell you. For me, when I felt down, I told a lot of people, and I always kind of wondered why. I was like, am I doing this for attention, or what? Because I don't think I am, but why am I telling so many people? Why am I finding that I'm telling a lot of people? And something I'd only just thought about recently is all these emotions, when you're feeling them, it feels quite scary and you feel really responsible for yourself. And for me, I was really, really scared because I felt like my life was in my own hands, which obviously it is, and it always will be. It's always going to be down to you. But when I told people, it felt like, okay, now they know about it, and if they're not freaking out, then I shouldn't have to either. It's going to be okay. And it makes you feel a lot more safe, because although, like I said, you are in control of yourself, it feels like the problem that was 100% on you is now 50% on you and 50% on someone else, which obviously sounds horrible because, you don't want to put your problems on anyone else. But truthfully, people don't mind. When people come to me with their problems, I'm not oh, I don't want to be dealing with this. I'm more than happy to help. Ultimately, you are always going to be the person who is most worried about your problem. So don't think that someone you tell is going to be half as worried as you are, because they just won't be. And not in a mean way, it's not how it is, So firstly, don't be afraid of telling someone your problems. It will massively benefit you, trust me. And don't even think I don't want to tell anyone because I don't want advice. It doesn't need to be because you want advice. Sometimes it's just really important that people listen to what you have to say instead of, telling you what to do. And that's okay if they don't know what to do, because you know, as long as you got it off your chest, it feels a lot better. And also, when I say talk to someone, this does not have to mean a doctor. It can literally be anyone. You know, it might be someone that, I don't know, you've spoken to literally once. It might be your best friend, or it might be your mum's dad, or that's your granddad, isn't it? I meant your friend's dad. It can be anyone. Tip number 3 is getting exercise. Now, before everyone goes, oh, don't do that, just listen. Exercise does not have to mean going out and playing a game of football or going out and working out in the gym. It doesn't have to mean that. There is so many different forms of exercise that you can do. For example, I dance, but you could swim, you could go on like bike rides, you could go on nice walks, which I often did, and it all counts. So you may be thinking, why do I need to exercise? So basically, when you move, literally right now, me moving, hey, your body releases a hormone called endorphins, which is like the happy hormone, and it makes you feel really good. You might notice that, you know, if you're laying in bed all day, you feel really unproductive, really unmotivated, really but if you go out and you go for a walk or you go for a bike ride, you might feel like you get home and you want to start doing things. You want to start improving your life. Maybe not goes that far, but you want to go home and get a bit of homework done. You feel motivated, and that is because of the hormones endorphins. If you're thinking, okay, I do not want to exercise, that is not for me, just know that it's not just exercise that helps you, it's also sitting around and doing nothing that really doesn't help you. It's really bad for your physical health and your mental health. I think it's recommended that you get out like and exercise for like 30 minutes a day. And like I said, exercise, it doesn't mean going out for 30 minutes and playing football. It can just mean going out for a walk or whatever. Tip number 4 is kind of linked to the exercise one, and that is going outside. Now, once again, you're probably thinking, what is going outside going to help me with? Basically, the sun releases a hormone called serotonin, and that is, again, a happy hormone, and makes you feel really, really good. I found this actually does work. You know, like, people are a lot happier in summer. Like, everything just seems a little bit better, and everything feels like it's actually going to be okay. And that's because of the sun, you know, it's bright out, and you kind of feel good about yourself. Also, though, side note, if you don't think, oh, the sun's not going to work, it will work. I went on a lot of walks with my dad when I was feeling really down, and we used to go out in the evenings and we used to walk along the beach, and we would go there for like 3 hours and it'd be absolutely freezing cold, and it was pitch black, and there was literally just a little moon out, and it just felt so good. Like, these are all like the tips intertwined, but you know, walking along the beach didn't even feel like I was exercising, but I was getting those calories burnt, and there was no sunlight, but it just felt good to have the kind of like fresh air like hit me, like the waves and the saltiness of the sea. I could just smell it, and it was so good to just like let everything go. I told my dad everything how I was feeling. When I went for those walks, it felt like just everything was going to be okay, and that sounds really cringe, but it just did. Like, I'd spoken about everything I needed to, I was in like the fresh air, and it felt like right there, right then, maybe not forever, but then it's all going to be okay. Everything is okay. And again, you might think, that's not going to work for me, that's not going to work, that's not going to work, that's not going to work. I honestly didn't think half these things would work for me, but they did. You can't like be like, no, until you actually try it. And tip number 5 is another one that has literally been a lifesaver for me, but I feel like a lot of you are going to be like, no, I'm not doing that. And that is meditation. Now, you're probably thinking, no, literally, please, just listen. Firstly, it's kind of one of those things, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, and that's okay, but you can't bash it until you try it, so please do try this. If you don't have a clue what meditation is, it's basically a practice, and it's not when you have to do all this stuff. It's not that. Well, you can do that, but it's not that. So basically, the kind of meditation I do is you breathe. Literally, all you do is breathe, and all you do is focus your mind on your breathing, and you don't breathe in a particular way, you literally just breathe as you are now, and your mind just focuses on your breath. And basically, it can get a bit boring, so your mind begins to wander, and it goes in all sorts of different directions, and all you have to do is bring your attention from that thought back to your brain. Now, that thought might be a bad thought, it might be a good thought, but whatever it is, you get your attention away from that and bring it back to your brain. And you might be thinking, okay, that does sound boring. It does, but it's so good when you do it. And what that does is, basically in life, when your brain wanders, it basically means that you can bring your attention back to something else, back to normality. So if you're having a bad thought, your brain will automatically stop doing that because it knows it's not right. And that is what meditation does. It trains your brain to kind of block out all the unhelpful thoughts and basically give you more control over your brain, which is incredible. Like I said, I never thought I would be able to meditate. I thought it was for like some really like ninja Hogwarts stuff, but it's not. It's not. You can do meditation in so many different ways. You can definitely personalize it, which I think just makes it amazing. There's also so many like YouTube videos and apps that are entirely free and can literally change your life. When I was going through such a hard time, meditation was probably the only thing that got me through it. And it doesn't have to be like hours and hours a day. You can do 2 minutes in bed, or you can literally walk to school and be meditating. You can meditate and no one can know. So that concludes my video. Before you go, I just want to let you know, I know that a lot of you are all going to be like, I don't really want to do any of that. Or you'll say that you are going to do it and then you just end up not. That's okay, but I thought the same thing as well. I never thought that any of those things could help me until it became like desperate, and I was just like, right, I guess I'm gonna have to try these things, and they actually did work. I'm a very stubborn person, so I don't usually like admitting that things actually work for me, but this actually did. So if you are struggling or you do want to just, you know, kind of keep your mental health really, really great, I do suggest doing those things. Let me know what kind of stuff you guys do to stay on top of your mental health in the comments below. I'm also going to be doing a bit more of an in-depth video to meditation soon, which is so exciting. So if you want to know more, keep your eyes out for that. Also, make sure you go check out my other mental health videos. We've got a few up and hopefully you can enjoy those. But yeah, love you guys.